I picked this up on Marketplace. I uh, I don't think they're very common in the U.S. Another collector or two has said they're pretty common, but this is the only one I've ever actually seen in person. So there we are. And you'll notice I have it unlocked because I wanted to show you guys some stuff about the machine that I've discovered by working on it. So, um, I put a Silver King filter in here, and then a Henry bag. I've been told a Henry bag fit in here, but man, it was a very, very, very tight fit. And then this lifts out, so if you're using it for wet cleaning, you just take the whole bag assembly out. But we're not going to do wet cleaning. So we'll put that back in, reinsert this. I did receive the most of the carpet cleaning tools, and I realized something about this yesterday, because as I was reassembling the motor housing, I actually had this on wrong, and it was pushing a bunch of air out of here, so I was getting really poor airflow at the inlet because I had this in wrong. This is a spring-loaded plate, and the purpose of this plate is when the water pan, this would usually be on top of here, kind of like so. I'm just not going to reconnect that. But what this does is it actually pushes that plate in, which allows the exhaust air to flow around the outside of this. And of course, the incoming suction would be forced through the bottom of here. Because I was told these were a gravity-fed system, which that is pretty true. Because with these, I guess I will take this stuff out of here for now. Because your water pan goes on the inside of here, and then we can see the hose that would clip onto the water supply hose that would clip onto the outside of the suction hose, and then the little spray trigger and all that. But anyways, the point of this spring-loaded plate is when the machine is placed on here, it's going to exhaust some of the cleaning air into here to create a pressure to force the water out. Now, it doesn't block off, because the exhaust air usually comes out around here, so it's not blocking anything off to do that. So it's not like it's receiving the full motor's pressure, nor would you want it to, because that would mean you have no airflow. This thing is not as clean as I thought I had it. Anyways, I just thought that was really interesting. It's like I don't think I've ever seen a unit quite like that before, that would use pressure from the motor to provide water pressure. And I just thought that was kind of worth noting, because it's like I think even people who have these might not even realize that about them. So let's put this back together. And this is a peripheral bypass motor. So we have our air intake up here, and then if I recall correctly, I believe the air from the motor, yes, the air from the motor cooling exhausts down here. And yes, and one more thing about the shampooing system. You'll notice that there are no spray jets on here like you would find on most machines. Instead, the water comes through this thin little channel, and this appears to be a piece of hard plastic. And I'm going to guess that this somehow distributes the water. I'm not exactly sure how, but that would be my guess, is they must work to get the water distributed along the width of the nozzle. Very different from what I'm used to seeing, but kind of neat. And now we'll take the airflow at the machine itself. That's what sucks. Got the hose on it, so we'll now take an airflow test at the end of the hose here. Surprisingly, it's a 32 millimeter. I figured it would be 35. These are much more common machines in Europe, especially like the UK, it seems. Wands attached. They really do remind me of like pneumatic wands. I like the original floor head, so we're going to borrow Henry's for this. Which probably gives this thing a little bit more of an advantage at the head, because the other original tool is kind of like this. You know, it's one of the hard floor carpet type of tools with the little lever on it, but, you know, much more basic. But, you know, this is the closest thing I have on hand, so it's like, well, let's just use this. So let's get on with it. Once again, lots of leakage on these. Right here, right here, right here, all over the place. Until I've actually tried using this, I had really not noticed how tall these wands are. I mean, I'm a pretty tall guy, but it's almost a little bit uncomfortable to use with this. So it's like I kind of think like the average person would have some difficulty with it. But, you know, it's kind of a neat little machine to have with the multifunction aspect of it. And I know they were sold in the US under the Dirt Devil name as the Cyclone, which was, of course, all red. But yeah, just kind of a neat little find, I think.